All right, let's jump right into this explainer. If you've spent the last decade building a local business from the ground up, the idea of dropping artificial intelligence into your hard-won operation is probably terrifying. And honestly, that fear isn't just common, it is completely justified. Let's look at why that is, and more importantly, how to actually fix it. Think about it. You run a tight ship. Maybe it's a local law firm, a busy accounting practice, or a specialized medical clinic. You've spent years figuring out exactly how to make things run smoothly and profitably. Every single process has a purpose. So the idea of breaking a system that already works just to add some trendy new computer tool, yeah, that's enough to keep anyone up at night. Your business is not a testing ground for weird tech experiments. And hey, if you're skeptical about all this AI hype, you are actually in the majority. A staggering 71% of business leaders right now are failing to see any real return on their AI investments. They're pouring hard-earned cash into trendy tech, expecting magic, and they are getting absolutely zero back. It's just a massive drain on resources for literally no measurable benefit.
But behind that wasted money are some very real heavy worries. 86% of leaders feel totally unprepared to actually implement AI. They aren't just confused by the technology. They're terrified of the unseen traps. We're talking about legal risks with private client data, the dread of losing that personal touch with loyal clients, and above all, the fear of unleashing complete organizational chaos into their daily grind.
Because really, the biggest fear for a small business owner isn't that the technology is going to glitch or crash. It's that it will fundamentally ruin a profitable business built entirely on human relationships. No one wants a cold, robotic system answering a delicate phone call from a longtime client who relies on your personal care and empathy. When relationships are your currency, risking them for a trend is just a terrible gamble. So the core problem really comes down to this concept called the illusion of easy AI. Because typing a simple question into a computer prompt is incredibly easy, it tricks people. It tricks hardworking business owners into thinking that deploying AI into a real, breathing business operation will be just as easy. But it's not. A business is a complex ecosystem, and just dropping a piece of software in the middle of it rarely goes as smoothly as those slick demo videos promise. Which brings us to a massive difference. We're talking about the gap between just adding a tool versus actually designing a system. Adding a tool is like buying a shiny new drill at the hardware store. Designing a system, well, that's taking the time to draw up the actual blueprint to build a house. Most people just buy the drill, plug it in, make a ton of noise, and then wonder why they don't have a house at the end of the day. Instead of using general tools that try to do a little bit of everything poorly, successful firms use what's known as vertical AI. Think of vertical AI simply as a tool built specifically for the exact workflows of your industry. It's like buying a tailor-made suit instead of a generic one-size-fits-all t-shirt. It's designed to fit your specific business perfectly, right off the rack, so it solves problems you actually have. Yet, so many owners fall right into the chatbot trap. Buying a generic virtual assistant without a clear plan is hands down the #1 mistake small businesses make. You install it on your website, hoping to save time, right? But it ends up deeply frustrating your clients. Because it hasn't been specifically trained for your unique business, it completely fails to solve their actual problems. Ultimately, it just creates more angry phone calls and way more work. So that leads us to the ultimate question here. How do we actually connect AI to profit? How do grounded, successful businesses use AI without losing their minds, breaking their systems, or wasting their hard-earned money? Well, there is a very specific, practical playbook they follow, and it completely ignores all the futuristic hype. The secret is that successful owners don't use AI for glamorous things at all. They focus on the boring, unglamorous tasks. Research shows that right now, the average office worker loses 7.6 hours every single week to basic manual data entry. Just think about that for a second. That is nearly an entire workday every single week lost simply to moving numbers from one screen to another. It's an incredible hidden tax on your payroll. Smart businesses apply AI exclusively to reclaim that lost time. They use a focus tool to instantly schedule appointments, ensuring absolutely no customer call is ever missed or fumbled. Or they use a program to instantly generate those repetitive weekly reports. They target the boring stuff. And that frees up their human staff to step away from the keyboard, actually sit down and talk to customers, because that is where the real value is created. The bottom line is this. Every single piece of AI you use must earn its keep in your operation. It has to directly save you time or it has to make you money. If it doesn't do one of those two things clearly and measurably, it's just expensive noise that you do not need.
Remember, you're running a business here, not a science fair.
So, here is a simple, practical action plan you can use tomorrow morning to start doing this right. Step 1. Pick just one single, boring workflow in your office. Step 2. Measure exactly how many minutes it takes a human to do it right now. Step 3. Apply AI solely to that specific step. If it saves you time, awesome, keep it. If it doesn't, drop it immediately and move on.
Now, if your daily operations are highly complex, you should absolutely hire a professional to help design your system so you don't break anything. But you can start the journey right now by looking at your team and asking yourself this one simple question. What is the single manual task costing you the most time today? Find that task, and you have found exactly where your future begins.